everybody, today I want to show you how to do about 3 different dishes because this is what we're actually having for supper. This is the first of 3 videos and I'll be showing them to you in different phases as the meal progresses and goes along. I'm holding my little glove here because the first thing we're going to make is shredded Brussels sprouts. Shredded Brussels sprouts with green onions, a little seasoning salt, of course a little butter, and pine nuts, along with some bacon. Bacon crumbles go on the top once it's all done. So good. Okay, so I'm going to turn my bacon on low, or excuse me, on medium, and I'm going to give it a shake of pepper. In this household, you don't make bacon unless you shake it and cover it with pepper. So, all right, so I'm going to show you how I'm shaving my Brussels sprouts. And you see, I've just got my box grater here, and I've already shaved the majority of them. And let's see if I can do this without my back to the camera. And basically, all you're going to do is shave it. Now, I'm wearing this glove because my nickname is not Lucy for a reason. I will scrape every bit of skin off of my knuckles if I don't. Okay? So this is a bit harder to do backwards. But anyway, you get the idea. Okay? And I guess you could use these hulls of the Brussels sprouts for something. Maybe you could stew them down, put them in a soup or something of that nature. I'm just not that industrious, or maybe I should say I'm just not that hungry yet. So that's what I've always heard and said. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, I basically take that thing down to, that's it, just to the core. I don't take the core because the core is tough. If you remember that from the recipe video that I gave you on roasting Brussels sprouts, you always want to take that core out because that core is tough. Okay, so this is good. We got these little flakes right here. These are the outer leaves. You can put them in with your shredded Brussels sprouts, or you can take them out. Just watch it, whatever you prefer. Okay? So, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to mince. I've already washed these green onions, and we're going to mince these green onions, and then we're going to stick them in here. So, I think everybody kind of knows how to mince a green onion. Cut off the top, and then I always cut off the greens just a little bit. I'm flapping everything into my garbage disposal side. One of these days I'm going to get a real compost that I can work with. But until then, this is where we are. So I am just cutting these. Move closer. Oh, can't see it there. Okay, I hope you can see this. Just rock your knife back and forth. And what you want is you want a good sharp knife, and you want to hold your knife like this. A lot of people will hold their knife like that. That is the wrong way. You have less control. It takes a minute to learn how to do this, but once you do this, you have more control than you'll ever know. And trust me, it took me forever to learn that. Okay, and all you're doing is letting the knife rock. Now, this is not my good sharp knife that I'm using because I didn't think y'all needed to see blood squirt, because I will cut myself with it. I haven't yet, but I know it's coming, and I didn't want to do that on a video. So all I'm doing is I'm mincing up this green onion, and what we're going to do is we're going to add that into our shaved Brussels sprouts. Just put it in there because it's all going to cook together. This dish comes together really quick as well. Okay? So there we go. There we go. You have your green onions in there, and you also have your, and I did the green and the white parts, and you also have your shaved Brussels sprouts. Okay? So once the bacon is cooked, we're going to take it out and we're going to reserve two tablespoons of the bacon grease. And then once that's done, we're going to add all this goodness in. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back, and now we're going to finish up our Brussels sprouts with the onions, the pine nuts, and the crumbled bacon on top while our meat is cooking inside the oven. So I have cooked up my bacon, and I have crumbled it all up, so it's ready to go, and that's going to be the topping for all of this once it's done. I reserved a couple tablespoons of the bacon fat, and then a couple tablespoons of butter that I had just melted. And we're going to put into that, and this is over medium-ish heat. We're going to put in our pine nuts. And we're basically toasting these pine nuts. That's about 1/3 of a cup, or that says 1/2 cup. I just used the whole pack because that works. Whenever you toast your nuts, then the natural flavors come out, and that's what really makes something taste delicious. And then plus mixed into that bacon dripping, that's pretty good right there. Everybody loves bacon. So we're going to give this a toss for a minute or two. I just let this brown up maybe a little bit. I don't want to cook these too fast because a nut will toast quickly and they will burn. They will turn black and taste nasty. But if you toast them properly and stop them, really good. All the flavors really come out. I toast a lot of nuts when I do salads for us, and it really makes a good salad. Or maybe I'll candy some pecans and put in it. I'll have to do that for you guys. Candy some pecans and I put it in a salad. Yes, that is really good. I don't need to say that too loud. Sean's going to request it real soon if I keep talking about it, because that was one of his favorite salads that we made. Okay. So we just let this go for a minute or two. And we're just letting this cook until they brown up just a little bit. Once they brown up, then we're going to add in all of our shredded Brussels sprouts, which I showed you earlier how to do, and the minced green onions. There we go. Okay, I see some of them starting to get brown. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but some of them are. They're starting to get aromatic as well. So that's a good sign that they're getting very close to being toasted. Once we add in the vegetable mixture, then that will stop that toasting process, because it will cool the pan down, the skillet down. So. Now you notice I'm wearing a colorful apron today, and that's by the request of one of our viewers who said they wanted me to be sure and wear nice colorful aprons. So there you go, Miss Lynn. Okay, because you can see some of these are getting really brown. And you don't want them, like, you know, too brown. You don't want your butter to be all brown buttered, okay? So that's ready to go. So we're going to throw in this mixture. You hear that sizzle? And we're going to sprinkle it with our seasoning salt. And basically, we're going to cook this away and just let it cook until it starts wilting. And that's it. That's it. It just takes a little bit of time, about 10-15 minutes and total for this dish, and it's done. The longest time that you're going to have in making this is going to be shredding all those Brussels sprouts. That doesn't take that long. And this takes Brussels sprouts to a whole new level. So maybe if you've got kids that, or a family member that doesn't like Brussels sprouts, then you know what? They might eat it this way, because it doesn't look like a Brussels sprout. I know that growing up as a child, my uncle, quick story, my uncle swore he didn't like mushrooms. And he was at our house, and Mom had cooked dinner, one of her original specialty items. It was steak with mushroom gravy, and it's actually Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. So she asked him if he wanted a plate, and he said sure. So she fixed him a plate. He lapped that thing up. He talked about how wonderful it was, and the gravy he just couldn't get enough of. And then come to find out, it had mushrooms in it. Oh, I thought he was going to swallow his tongue. I still remember that to this day. And most of you know that uncle. So, anyway. All right, so we're just going to let this simmer away. As you can see, it's basically done. It's wilted away. We're not trying to get a char on it, none of that. We're just letting everything just kind of mesh together, because this is a very fresh taste. Very, very fresh taste. Okay? So there you have it. Now you can put it in a serving bowl, or you can leave it in your skillet as is and serve direct from the skillet. 9 times out of 10, well, this is what I do now, is serve out of the skillet. So, there we go. And we're just going to dress it with our crumbled bacon. Okay? Enjoy. Remember, you got to take 2 bites.